Hello, my name is Anne-Louise Sterry, and welcome to the show, Audacious Joy, It's the Bottom Line. Today we have with us Aunt Lena, creator of Audacious Joy. She is also a songwriter, a singer, a performer, a storyteller, a keynote speaker. I mean, she does it all, as well as being a fashion icon, as you will see when you meet her. Welcome, Aunt Lena. I have so many questions to ask you today about so many things. Well, dolls, it's so nice to be here today. Just getting my gloves on, getting ready for the show. It's so nice, Anne-Louise, for you to have me. And of course, you have a lot of questions for me. I got my pocketbook here, see? I always have my pocketbook with me, and we're not going to do a duct tape product placement, but duct tape, if you see this, you should use me for a product placement person. Anyway, I know you have a lot of questions for me because I have so many questions for you too, and I have so many answers. So tell me, what's your first question gonna be? Of course you have a lot of questions for me. You always have a lot of questions. Well, the first thing I actually wanted to ask you is about Audacious Joy. What does it exactly mean, and how did you sort of find it and decide to start talking about it, or create it and decide to start talking about it? I really want to know. Of course you want to know about Audacious Joy, doll, because everyone wants to know about Audacious Joy, because everyone wants to have Audacious Joy. You know what I mean? So here's what it is. Audacious Joy is courageous, outrageous joy, no matter what's happening. And you might think that's impossible, but I'm going to tell you it's possible. So here's how I started on the path. Long time ago, back in the old country, we were very poor. We lived in the farm. We didn't have lots of anything. And my great-grandmother, my biznona, said to me, doll, Lena, you got to choose how you're going to feel, because you're never going to have anything in this life. But do you want to still feel awful all the time, or do you want to feel joyful no matter what? And I said, biznona, I want to feel joyful no matter what. She said, okay, so you got to choose how you're going to feel inside. I thought that was pretty silly when I first heard it. But she explained it like this. So, for instance, making spaghetti gravy. Well, our family calls it gravy. Some people call it sauce, but our family calls it gravy. And, you know, you got to make your own, because you can't give people no stuff from a jar or a can or somewhere else. And if you don't make your own, you got no respect for yourself or for the people you're serving. Biznona said, Lena, doll, that's just like making joy in your life. You got to do it for yourself, or you have no respect for yourself. So it's kind of like making gravy. So we say you got to make your own gravy to feel good in this life, because no one's going to do it for you. So that's how we sort of came upon Audacious Joy, about the way to be. And I'll just to sing you this little song, just this little song that I made up so you wouldn't forget. It goes like this. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make, ooh, your own gravy. You gotta make, ooh, your own gravy, 'cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You could sing that all day long. You could say, I gotta make my own joy. I gotta make my own joy. I gotta make my own joy, 'cause ain't nobody gonna do it for me. You could sing that about anything you gotta make for yourself. You gotta do for yourself to make yourself feel good. So that's where Audacious Joy came from, my biznona, who told me to stop being a victim and choose the thoughts I wanted to have. Now, you can do the same thing. You can choose the thoughts that makes you feel good instead of the thoughts that makes you feel bad, no matter what's going on around you, because your brain does not know the difference between the good thoughts and the bad thoughts, and which is real and which is not real. So I'm all about the not real. Let's choose the good thoughts to make me feel good, even if that's not what's happening right then. And once you know this, you can never go back and stop and say, I'm feeling bad and it's somebody else's fault. You always know you got a choice to change your thoughts. So that's just a little bit about audacious joy, Anne-Louise, that I wanted to share with you.
And Lena, I wonder if you could tell us some more ways that we could bring audacious joy into our lives. Because right now, it seems like people don't have very much joy and they're wanting to find more. I bet you have some answers for me right now.
So more ways to bring audacious joy into your life. I got so many ways for you. We're not going to have time to do it in this very short interview. But here's one thing I'll tell you right now. The worry box. Worry, by the way, will not keep the wolf away from the door. It just makes you feel awful all the time. So why are you doing it? It does not change anything. So here's a way to keep that worry in check, which is going to make you feel so much better. You get a worry box, like a little bowl or a little Tupperware or a little something pretty. If you got something pretty, whatever, you get a little box or a pretend box. Excuse me, you write down your little worries on a piece of paper, put them in the box or the jar or the coffee cup or whatever it's going to be. Put them in there. Then you make a date for worrying. So you say, I'm going to worry at 5 o'clock tonight, or I'm going to worry. Don't worry before bed. That's a bad thing to do. I'm going to worry at like a 7 o'clock tonight or whatever. And I'm going to worry for this many minutes. I can tell you that worrying is very boring because I have done it before. And 5 minutes is about all I can stand. But if you think you got to worry for a half hour because you got all those worries, then do it, whatever. So worry time comes. You set your alarm clock for the minutes you're going to worry, and then you take out your worries and you worry about them. You can't think about anything else but your worries. Then you put your worries back in the box when the timer rings and you go about your day. But you make another date to worry with yourself so you know that you're going to have a chance to worry later. Now, excuse me, you may think this is silly. But what you're doing here is giving your brain a chance to relax in between the worrying. So you're not just worrying all the time. Because when you do that, you depress your immune system. You pull down all your endorphins. You just start feeling awful. You start being cranky with the people around you, maybe, okay? Or the people you work with, or the people you talk to on the phone. And you just don't want to be like that. So if you keep your worries just for a certain time of day, you can lift your spirits the rest of the day. And you're going to have the same outcome. Or actually, you might have a better outcome because you know what? You know what? When you're worrying, you're not thinking creative thoughts. No. You're not thinking good solutions. No. Because you're too worrying and everything is depressed. But when you are not worrying and you feel better and your brain is feeling a little better and you're putting good feeling thoughts in there, remember, because your brain can only have one thought at a time, that's when you get more creative answers. That's when you get solutions. That's when things start to change. So we got that worry box to talk about. We got changing your feelings. You're changing the words you're telling yourself so you feel better to talk about. Then we got laughing and smiling, because smiling just by itself makes a user feel so much better. And laughing nothing makes you feel even more better. So all these things we can do. I got so many tips I could go on all day, but you probably have another question for me. So I'm going to stop right now and let's see what you're going to ask me next.
Wow, Aunt Lena, you certainly have a lot of ideas for us, and I know that they work because I use them all the time. In fact, when I'm feeling glum and down in the dumps, sometimes my husband will say to me, "What would Aunt Lena say?" But there's one thing I wanted to mention that you didn't say, which is about something called body in joy. That's where you just sit and you have a little half smile on your face. Maybe you close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath or two, and then you imagine yourself as the little observer out here saying, "Anne-Louise, sweetheart, how do you feel?" And then I get to say to myself how I feel. I feel cranky or angry or sad or hungry or fed up or frustrated, whatever I feel, or scared. And then I just say, "It's okay, baby. You get to feel like that. and I just sit for maybe a minute and feel those feelings with that little smile. And then when I'm done, I'm done. And weirdly, it changes how you feel, even by just a little bit. That's called Body and Joy. It's from Emotional Brain Training, EBT.org. You should go on their website. It's very interesting. Now, Aunt Lena, just to change the topic for a minute, how did you learn how to speak so well? I just want to ask you that question.
How did I learn how to speak so well, doll? This is an amazing question. But the first thing I have to tell you is that I just was born to it naturally. My father used to say I could speak to the back of the wall and it wouldn't matter. I would just to keep it speaking. So I came by it naturally. But Anne-Louise, she had to learn a few things. And I'm just going to tell you how she learned some things that might work for you. Something called Toastmasters. Yeah, something called Toastmasters. They're doing this video for us. And, you know, when you go to Toastmasters, you learn how to speak without saying, and you just learn how to not use filling words like a like. So I's like, so I's like, so I's like. You also learn to stay in the time you're given because, you know, if you're going to be a performer or a speaker or a star, you got to stay in the time they give you because if they tell you 5 minutes, you got to only do 5. If they tell you 20, you got to do 20. If they tell you it's an hour and a half, which is what I prefer, you got to do an hour and a half, not less, not more. So they teach you all those kind of things. And this TV Toastmaster thing that we're doing right now, well, Toastmasters right here in Oregon, where we are, they have something called TV Toastmasters where yous can learn for the 4 stations they got, the 4 cable stations. Yous can go there. You can learn to be a host like Anne-Louise is being. You can be a guest like I'm a being. You can learn how to be the crew and do production. You can learn how to be a producer yourself so that you could produce your own shows. Yous can learn all of this just by joining TV Toastmasters, which yous must want to do. And I'm sure somewhere on here we're going to put down a link for that so you can see how you can do that. But that is how I learned to speak so well, or Anne-Louise did. And by the way, she was scared when she first went, even though she was already a speaker, because it was very structured. She doesn't like structure. She's a rebel, just like me. But then she learned that the structure could really help us. What a life lesson that was for her. So that's just a little tip for you guys to see how you can learn to speak better too, if that's what you want to do. No matter whether you're on stage, whether you're in front of the Chamber of Commerce, whether you're talking to your friends, whether you're at your workplace, wherever you can learn to speak as good as me.
Why is that beauty mark sometimes on one side and sometimes on the other side?
What a question. You want to know about my beauty mark. Actually, a lot of people ask that. There it is right there. See it right there? Yeah. Well, the reason why it's here sometimes, and maybe here, and maybe here, maybe here, because beauty marks are like underwear. You can change them whenever you want, unless you have a natural one, which I do not. And they are to make you feel beautiful, because beauty marks are a sign of beauty. And you can do it however you're feeling that day. And even you cannot have one if you don't want to have one. People always want to know that, and I'm happy to give you the answer to that question. Now, the other question I have to give you an answer to that people are always asking, they're going to ask me again if I don't give the answer, is what about this right here? We don't really talk about that right there, because back in the day, we did not have anything to like do anything about that. And now we do. Back in the day, we used to use some lemon juice or maybe a little bleach. Bleach, bleach. Don't talk about bleach. Do not be swallowing bleach. Do not be injecting cleaning products or bleach, even if you got hair on your lip. Don't rub bleach on there. You could kill yourself. I don't know how that came up, but that's coming up in conversation. Use bleach. Do not use bleach. Anyway, now we got product and I can take care of that. But guess so what? Because we can't go out because it's the time of the coronavirus right now. That's when we're doing this taping. I haven't had any chance to get a product, and neither do I have a lemon. So maybe next time you see me, that won't be there anymore, but who knows where that beauty mark will be.
Well, Aunt Lena, that's very enlightening about your beauty mark. So then, on that same topic, how did you become such a fashion icon, shall we say? Where did you learn about all of that?
Of course, you just want to know how I became such a fashion icon. The only thing I can tell you is it was just something right inside me, just knew how to put things together. Just to like how I know how to speak and how I know how to do all these things because I got it inside me. I was given the gift of fashion when I was born. And so here I am. I got my fox on. This is very old, so do not worry, people. Or maybe it's my mink. Do not worry. I had not done this recently. This is like 70 years old. I just saved it to show people what we used to do. And I got the jewelry and I got the rings and the glasses and I got it all. And I just used to put it together. And that's how it is because I just got that gift inside me. And I could share it with you if you want. I could do special fashion tips. And by the way, is my red getting a little, it needs refreshing. Oh, look, I can look right here and refresh my red. There we go, darling. Is it good? It's on your teeth. You got to wipe it off your teeth. So if you want me to come and give you fashion lessons, I could certainly do that.
Aunt Lena, we don't have many more minutes left. And I just wanted to ask you about your cookbook because I know that you have a cookbook. And I'd like you to just tell us a little bit about that. Maybe the process of writing it or what's it about besides cooking or anything about it, really.
Oh, you want to know about my cookbook? Here, I'm going to show you a picture of it right now, even though it's going to be backwards and upside down. Oh, no, it's not. Look, it's frontwards. It's called Aunt Lena's Cucina. It's got all the family recipes in it. Oh, not all of them, lots of them with glamour shots of me. See if I can show you those glamour shots of me. Look how glamorous I am. It's kind of hard to hold this up. Look at the back, so glamorous. Yeah. See, got the different hat, same outfit. Outfit never goes out of date because I know how to dress myself. You know what I mean?
No.
This tells recipes that we still make. Like here's a recipe for meatballs. And then it tells you like all about, see those words there? That's my very own font, Aunt Lena's font. It tells you all about why you might want to make those recipes and how you might want to serve them to your family to make everybody feel good and wonderful. And that's what the cookbook is about. You can get it. Contact me. Anne-Louise will tell you at the end. And also, let me just to show you this here. Look, fashion tips. There's a whole section in the back about fashion tips. It says this is Lena's line of clothes. See my closet, you can see it all. There's Lena, my pocketbook, the one I got on my arm, you can see it all there. Lena's line of clothes. So you can like learn how to dress right, because it says here, the woman who cooks right has to dress right. So all kinds of good things in this little book. Yeah, thank you for asking me. Thank you all. You can have it autographed if you want, whatever you want. I can do all those things, because I'm me.
Now, I know it's time for us to close, so we have to sing our last song. And I think you always sing That's Amore. So I'm going to let you sing the song to our viewers instead of me singing the song.
Of course, I'm going to sing it for you, but I'm not going to play my accordion. It's a little too hard to manage with all these things. I have to have my pocketbook and the lights and the camera and everything, but we'll just sing it together, okay? 1, 2, 3. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and we'll stay vita bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella, lucky fella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta vazoo, that's amore. If you're singing along with me, give it a little stick right here. When you walk down the street with your feet on a cloud, you're in love. Here we go. When you walk through a dream, and you know you're not dreaming, Signore. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. One more time, sing that line. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Oh, dolls, I love singing with you. I love talking to you. I want to come to your place, do your shows, talk to your people, whatever. And I will look forward to seeing you again on another show when Anne-Louise interviews me. So right now I'm going to say ciao bellas, mwah, ciao bella. And Anne-Louise, it's back to you to close the show.
Thank you, Aunt Lena. That was truly amazing. And next time I will love to hear it with your accordion. Oh, now you want to know, how did I get to have an alter ego? Okay, I'll tell you, because my friend, sometimes she's my alter ego, sometimes I'm her alter ego, and we never know which is which. But this is how she came into being. I was performing for children mostly, and I one day said to myself some years ago, I think I'm missing a little zip in my performance. What could that be? So in talking with a friend, I began to remember that my father, who was from northern Italy, his family, my mother's family was from southern Italy. My father sometimes used to say about the southern Italian relatives, don't be like them, to us girls, because they were enthusiastic, shall we say, and loud, shall we say, and they dripped in jewelry and they jangled when they walked, and they were just like larger than life. Well, I was, of course, much more attracted to them as a girl than I was to my northern Italian relatives, who were very quiet and sweet and lovely. So I thought to myself, well, maybe I need to put more of that audaciousness, more of that like exuberance into my performing, more of that I can do whatever I wantness. And then right after that thought, I thought, oh, maybe I'll be them. So I went to a thrift shop and I bought that dress, Aunt Lena, that you're wearing right now. And so the journey began. And Aunt Lena became more and more herself when I put that house dress on and the rest of her outfit. And now she almost takes over the whole thing because people love her and they want to see Aunt Lena rather than me. But now it's time to go. So for everybody who was watching, thanks for coming to our show today. You can find out more about Aunt Lena and myself at www.audaciousjoy.com. You can find us on YouTube, According to Aunt Lena. You can find us on Facebook. Anne-Louise is Aunt Lena. And you can email Aunt Lena directly at AuntLenaSays, S-E-Z, AuntLenaSays @gmail.com. We'll love to hear from you about how you're finding audacious joy in your life. Ciao, Bellas. It's great to be with you.
I joined Toastmasters to improve my speaking, listening, communication, and leadership skills.
Toastmasters gave me
incredible confidence,
confidence,
great listening skills,
poise,
great leadership skills,
leadership skills,
the ability to speak in public,
strength,
a captive audience,
quality feedback from the more experienced Toastmasters.
Toastmasters really helped me improve my listening skills.
sales skills,
opportunities to go to different groups and widen my whole horizon.
Toastmasters has given me a more focused me, and I'm a much better listener. Toastmasters is fulfilling.
It's a great place to fail your way to success.
wonderful way to meet people,
networking,
strength.
It's addictive.
It's a club of self-improvement.
It's an experience, it's a ride that you won't forget, and you'll enjoy it every step of the way.
Toastmasters helped me land a kick-butt job.
I sang at one of my table topic speeches, and people liked it and applauded.
My business is doing great, and I'm very, very grateful to Toastmasters.
It's been a great experience for me.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for giving me so much confidence.
thank you Toastmasters for everything.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and we'll say Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella, lucky fella. When the stars make you drool just like pasta vazoo, that's amore. When you walk down the street with your feet on a cloud, you're in love. When you walk through a dream, and you know you're not dreaming, Signore. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore.